This is how to mix rap vocals like Don Toliver in FL Studio.
Hey, hey, off the juice, coding got me tripping. Cut the coupe, Walker roof is missing. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping.
So firstly, if you want a similar sound to this, shameless plug, I gotta shout out my presets. Go to my website right now. The main vocal preset that I used included in this mix is up there. Go to copy, bro. There's also a crazy preset bundle for $225. Pretty much everything I use to start mixes. Also shout out Money Much, who is the artist who I'm mixing for this video. I always love mixing for him. He's got fire shit, so yeah, let's go. So in terms of the main vocal, if you're going for that Don Toliver style, you want something that's pretty upfront, pretty punchy, typical kind of rap vocal where it's very compressed, you know, have at least 2 to 3 compressors on the vocal chain. Also a little bit of source in the high end, you don't want it to sound too dull. So for that, I just grabbed the chain and then widened it a little bit with Ozone Imager. Then I also threw on a fresh air with these settings, mid air on 11, higher on 10, 0. Sometimes I take the higher out like I did on this example, because sometimes it's a bit too much and it ends up being a little bit too crispy, so that's why I did that. Other than that, I just had that routed to another track with Saturn 2 on it, with the Hip Hop Puncher preset, and then a very simple reverb. So with the reverbs, pretty much always want a very low decay time, so I mean I wouldn't go higher than like 1.5 seconds on the decay time, especially for like if you want upfront punchy rap vocals, you're going to want a lower decay time. Also when mixing vocals like Don Toliver, but really any rap vocals in general, I like to go for like a room type of feel. I don't like to get too crazy with the other options like sanctuary, ambience, chambers. I just like to go with the simple room reverb that gives it the most cleanest sound so the vocals can still stand out. So here's what the main vocals sound like with just the beat.
Having my way, I'm causing them chaos, they don't wanna play. Having my way, I'm adding a profit, don't know what to say. I'm having my way, I'm turning 2 ways and then 3 ways.
So you can hear super clean, super punchy, super upfront in the mix. Now when it comes to the backing vocals, this is where you want to get creative, where you want to source things up. You definitely want to have a lot of layers. So Money Much here had quite a lot of layers. A couple layers here in the intro, then some ad-libs here in the center, and then this little bridge section as well, like a bunch of layers, which is dope. That's what you want. Because you need to be able to use these layers in different creative ways, you know, add some reverb here, some delay in other sections, some panning automations, things like that. So I'll play a little section here where there's 3 backing vocals going on. I have a couple panning automation clips on them, and then also just take note of how I use them differently in the stereo field, as well as with the amount of reverb or delay that I'm using on them, and the different effects. You want to make them all sound unique, and yeah, just really sauce them up, bruh, so they sound good with the mains. I also got a phone filter. So yeah, in terms of backing vocals for this style, that's really what you want to focus on. Some things that I did there was, like I said, the one layer had like a phone filter effect on it, which is super cool. The other one had this type of reverb, so this is when you use like not a room style reverb for the backing vocals, and you want a much higher decay time so that the reverb kind of fades out slower, so there's more of that present. And then also obviously, you know, you want your mix knob to be higher on the reverb. I always like to low cut my reverb too, even on backing vocals, just around like 500 to 700 hertz, just so it doesn't get too muddy, especially if you're adding a bunch of backing layers plus the reverb that's on the main vocals. If you're not low cutting that, it can just muddy up the mix and can make the bass of your whole song sound pretty ass, so just make sure you do that. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much all that I did to this mix. Let's take another listen.
Causing them chaos, they don't wanna play. Having my way, I'm adding a profit, don't know what to say. I'm having my way, I'm turning 2 ways and then 3 ways. I'm having my way, I start a new wave, they hop on the wave.
So there it was, y'all. That's some mixed vocals like Don Toliver and FL Studio. If you want the presets, hit my website, go to the presets page, you got it. If you need mixing like this and you want to work with the engineer, you don't want to mix yourself because it's time consuming and it's a hassle, hit me up, I can mix for you. And yeah, man, one day I'm gonna be in that penthouse, I'm gonna have that Tesla. It might be a Dodge Challenger though now. I'm kind of getting into the Dodge Challengers more than Teslas, so that might be my dream car. But anyway, man, I'll see y'all in another video, bro. Peace.